Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Khalifa Al-Haroon, the Head of Innovation Interactive at Vodafone Qatar, and today I've got the iPad Air. This is something a lot of people are looking forward to. We're going to take a look at what's inside the box and we're going to compare a couple of the specifications compared to the older generation. Let's go take a look. Alright everyone, we've got the iPad Air. This is a device that a lot of people have been looking forward to, especially after they've been using the iPad mini, because this has a smaller form factor. I'm going to surprise you with some of the specs. In some cases you might be like, what? The specs are kind of lower than the last one, but trust me, it is much more powerful. So here you have the box. We're used to the white box of the Apple style. Apple style just simply having a white box showing off, their iPad Air. And to the side we've got the iPad Air text. And of course at the very back, this is where we find our details. In this case we've got the 16 gigabyte model, which we're going to be doing an unboxing on. And so because a lot of people like this, we're going to be removing the plastic. And yes, we've got the beautiful matte box. Put this down for a second, and then this just lifts out. A little bit of a suction going on. And there you have it. This is the iPad Air, the new generation of iPad. But before we take a look at it, let me just put this to the side for a second so that we can see what else is inside the box. Now, we've got the 3-pin plug. We've got the actual power adapter. We've got the cable over here, lightning port. And over here we have the booklets that we're used to. Let's see, what else do we have in these booklets? We've got the iPad Air, a little bit of a guide, instructions, and our Apple stickers. Now if you take the 4G LTE version, it'll also come with a pin so that you can eject your SIM card. And yeah, those pins, I mean, if you've got one, keep one, don't lose it, because, they're pretty easy to lose. So let's just put this to the side for a second, and now we're going to take a look at the device before powering it on. First of all, let's quickly remove the plastic. Everybody loves that experience. Just put this over there to the side. And here you go, this is it. This is the iPad Air. Now, first of all, this is the exact same screen size as the old iPad, or the iPad that was the previous generation. Actually, this is 9.7 inches, has the same 264 ppi compared to the old one. This time it uses an A7 1.3 gigahertz dual-core processor with the M7 chip as well, which helps boost it even further. Now some people, when they think of the processors, they might say, hey, well the last one was 1.4 gigahertz and this one is 1.3 gigahertz. Don't worry, you need to think about the fact that this is an A7 plus an M7 chip compared to the A6X. It blows the last generation in terms of performance, double the performance. It's amazing, it's pretty cool. And it also uses less battery power to power the chip compared to the last generation. Both of this one and the last generation have 1 gigabyte of RAM. This comes in 16 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes, and 128 gigabyte versions. In terms of support, it's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, can also support LTE if you buy the LTE version, and a GPS. In terms of overall size, it's 240 millimeters by 69.5 millimeters by 7.5 millimeters. This is extremely thin. It's amazing. In terms of the system that it uses iOS 7 out of the box. And in terms of the camera, it's 5 megapixels for the main camera right here in the back. And it's 1.2 megapixels for the camera in the front. You might also have noticed that yes, it does have a microphone. You've got your speakers, and if you take a quick look around the whole entire device, you've got our speakers down here, plus the lightning port for charging and syncing. On the right hand side of the device, we've got the simple lock switch, which can be used for muting as well as locking the orientation of the screen. You've got the volume buttons. On the top, you can see that we've got the power and sleep awake button. We've got the headphone jack. You can also see the microphone, and so yes, it shows up at the back and as well as the top. And then on the left hand side of the device, nothing. Now if we take a look at the front again, we've got much thinner bezel from the sides compared to the last version, and it's just the normal button. It doesn't have the Touch ID. A lot of people are saying, hey, where's the Touch ID? And I think we know what the game is. Let's wait for iPad Air 2. In terms of colors, it comes in the white and silver version, and it also comes in the space gray version. Now let's talk about battery for a second. The battery here is 8,820 milliamps compared to the last version, which was 11,560. So you might say, oh my god, it's got a smaller battery. Yes, it does. But because of the chip that is in this device, it actually has a longer battery life. And of course, they had to make the battery a little bit smaller because the overall physical dimensions of the device is smaller compared to the last generation. Now again, when I talked about thickness, this is 7.5 millimeters thin compared to the last generation, which really felt thin to me already, was at 9.4 millimeters. Now if we turn this on for the very first time, and here we have it, after going through all the settings, yes, we've got all the usual, iOS 7 interface options. And let's just quickly slide to unlock, and there you go. Now on top of this, we've also got, the little bit of a parallax thing going on with the iPad device. I actually find that parallax has more of an impact on the iPad compared to the iPhone. So that's pretty cool. So again, this is the iPad Air. Really quickly, in regards to specifications, trust me, this is a much faster and it's a much more useful device, especially since it lasts so long in terms of battery life compared to the last generation. We are going to be selling this. We actually are selling this right now. We will have the 4G version or the cellular version available soon as well. Perhaps it's already in the market depending on when you watch this video. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave me your feedback in the comment section below and let me know, what do you prefer, the white one or the space gray version? Again, if you want to find out the latest prices, all you need to do is visit a Vodafone store or go to vodafone.qa. Thank you very much.